بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين. Dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Imam Al-Mahdi Al-Muntadhar Ajjalallah Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif is in occultation. Does that mean he is living in some island somewhere in a remote area where no one is seeing him, or in a cave in a mountain in the middle of nowhere? And the answer is no. The Imam Salamullah alayhi is living amongst us. He sees us. He may even interact with some of us. It's just that we do not recognize the Imam Salamullahi alayhi. If I may give you an example, my dear brothers and sisters, sometimes you might meet an individual, but you don't recognize who this individual is. You don't know him. And after he leaves, after he goes, some people say, did you know who this person was? And like, no, I have no idea. And they're like, well, this guy is like this great alim. Or this guy, for example, he was this minister of this country. He was this guy. Be like, oh really, I never knew. I knew of him, but I never knew him. So this is kind of how the Imam Salamullah alayhi interacts with the people. So he is constantly interacting with the people. He lives the pain of his Shia, and he looks after the Shia. He not only looks after the Shia, but also the ulama of the Shia. So Sheikh Al-Mufid Ridwanullah Ta'ala alayh is one of our grand scholars and ulama. He died in the year 413 after Hijrah. So this is more than 1,000 years ago. Sheikh Al-Mufid Ridwanullah Ta'ala alayh received a letter one day from Imam Al-Mahdi Al-Muntadhar Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif. Imam Al-Mahdi Al-Muntadhar, in his letter to Sheikh Al-Mufid, he writes the following sentence. He says, إِنَّا غَيْرْ مُهْمِلِينَ لِمُرَاعَاتِكُمْ وَلَا نَاسِينَ لِذِكْرِكُمْ. We are not forgetting, or we are not careless in taking care of you, nor are we forgetting about you and remembering you. In other words, the Imam remembers us. When you pray for him, he prays for you. He looks after you. Our Imam Ajjalallah Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif says that we are looking after you. We are not careless about you. Just like a father who is not careless about his children, he takes care of the children. Just like a loving mother who loves her children dearly. Imam Salamullah alayhi says, we are careful of you. We are not careless about you. And then he says, if it weren't for that, وَلَوْلَا ذَلِكَ لَنَزَلَ بِكُمُ الْآوَاء وَاصْطَلَمَكُمُ الْأَعْدَاء. And so if it weren't for that, then the difficulties, the calamities would have fallen on top, on you. And the enemies would have taken you from the root. You know how you take some weeds sometimes from the root? The enemies would have uprooted us. And indeed, my brothers and sisters, I can safely say that there is not a single community, group, ethnicity, religious minority who has been persecuted throughout the histories like the followers of Ahlul-Bait salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhim ajma'in. Yes, there has been persecution and may continue still to be persecution, but these persecutions and executions may last for a certain period of time. Our persecution as followers of Ahlul-Bait alayhim salam has started from the day that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam left this dunya until this day and age. And until the reappearance of the Imam Ajjalallah Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif. Look what people did to Fatima al-Zahra alayhi salam after Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Look what they did to the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, those who were vocal against the enemies, against the tyrants. What did they do to Abu Dhar al-Ghafari? They sent him in an exile where he died out of hunger and thirst in Rabada, in the middle of the desert, in the middle of nowhere. What did they do to Hijr ibn Adi? What did they do to some of the companions of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, like Muhammad ibn Abi Bakr Ridwanullahi Ta'ala alayh, Amr ibn Hamaq al-Khuza'i salamullahi alayh, Uwais al-Qarani, and those great scholars, Ammar ibn Yasir? Didn't they kill him in the middle of the battle of Siffin while he was fighting next to Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam? And what did they do to Imam Hussein alayhi salam? And what did they do to the progeny of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and their Shia? So that they started running away from persecution, and the children of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam started going all the way to countries that were far away from Medina, where they were from. Countries such as today's Pakistan, today's Malaysia, today's Indonesia. These Sayyids, these children of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, started fleeing persecution to all these different places, and even to the far other side in Morocco, Tunisia. You find Sayyids today in these remote areas, far away from Medina. So there were constant persecutions of the Shia, and still is. Look at it today. The followers of Ahlul-Bait alayhim salam under constant persecution, constant killing, constant execution. Yet, subhanallah, how is it that we have survived? How is it that we have ulama, scholars, publishing books until this day and age, giving lectures until this day and age? This is indeed a miracle. There were many other groups, Islamic groups, who were persecuted and they vanished. For example, take a look at Al-Mu'tazilites, who was a very prominent Sunni group. But today you don't find many of their scholars surviving. Not much of their ideologies being carried. But the fikr of Ahlul-Bayt, the thought of Ahlul-Bayt, the ideologies of Ahlul-Bayt, the remembrance of Ahlul-Bayt, and those of their followers still carries stronger and stronger day and day. And more people are converting to be the followers of Ahlul-Bayt day after. How is that possible? Because of the care of the Imam Al-Mahdi Al-Muntadhar Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Al-Sharif. So my dear brothers and my dear sisters, although the Imam Salamullahi Alayh is in Ghaybatul Kubra, he is in basically the major occultation. However, he is not living away from us. He is living amongst us. He takes care of the Shia. He protects them. He looks after them. In addition, he also is guiding the ulama. Maraj' al-Taqleed, may Allah bless them. Our mujtahids, whom Imam Al-Askari alayhi salam ordered us to follow. Imam Al-Sadiq alayhi salam ordered us to follow the scholars who are their representatives. So we have a hadith from Imam Al-Sadiq, from Imam Al-Askari, from Imam Al-Hadi alayhi salam, and from Imam Al-Mahdi Ajjalallah Ta'ala Farajahu Al-Sharif that all support the Marja'iyya, the institution of Marja'iyya, the institution of having a grand jurist who is a faqih, who leads the ummah. And the people, either they become fuqaha or they have to follow a faqih, or become mujtahids, basically, where they do ihtiyat, which is a third concept, where you study so hard and then you start basically doing taqleed of yourself. However, you have to take care of the ahkam in such that make sure that you are choosing the right hukum. And therefore, these things are important for us to understand, my brothers and sisters. This concept of Marja'iyya was not just a new concept, it's a concept that was initiated. It has its roots, in fact, back into from the Quran, in Surah At-Tawbah, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about those who were sent by Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa as representatives, as ulama, as scholars who would teach لِيَتَفَقَّهُ فِي الدِّينِ, that they would increase in knowledge and they would educate people. So this concept about having jurists, scholars who are sent to teach and educate is not a new concept. It's a concept established by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, confirmed by the Imams alayhimus salam, and practiced by the Imams alayhimus salam. And it is a concept that is stated by Imam Al-Mahdi Ajjalallah Ta'ala Farajahu Al-Sharif during his Ghaybatul Kubra. So we follow these maraja', Imam Al-Mahdi alayhi salam, from a distance, either directly or indirectly, through letters, through messengers, or sometimes he comes to them without them recognizing, or sometimes they call for his help and he guides them, he helps them. So he guides the maraja' al-taqleed, our ulama and scholars, and he also takes care of the Shia, the followers of Ahlul-Bayt salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhim ajma'een. And hence, my dear brothers and sisters, we need to constantly remember our Imam in the dua. Our Imam sees us, he hears us on a daily basis. The hadith says that all our actions are presented to our Imam Ajjalallah Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif on a daily basis and also on weekly basis. And whenever he comes across something that pleases him, he feels happy and pleased. Whenever he sees us doing sins, doing things that we should not be doing, then he feels ashamed, he feels bad. So we need to always bring joy to the heart of our Imam and be a source of pride to our Imam Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif. Hence, let's conclude with this dua, my dear brothers and sisters, together. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma kun li waliyika al-Hujjat ibn al-Hasan salawatuka alayhi wa ala ba في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين. May Allah hasten the reappearance of our Imam and make us among his sincere followers and companions. Thank you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.